Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Chris Adams. It's Thursday morning. I hope everyone is having a wonderful morning. I'm going to talk about comedy today. This one's going to be more serious. I think the other one was a little bit more, thoughtful and a little funny yesterday. But this one's a little bit more serious because it's a subject that's close to my heart. So I've been doing comedy for a little while now, quite a while in fact, and I've always broached subjects that other comics don't touch. I have no fear of talking about things and making things funny that usually aren't. Like I've made the fact that I was born a heroin baby funny. I've made the fact that I was homeless at one point in my life as a kid funny. I've made the fact that my mother was a prostitute funny, and these are things that you would, on paper, you're like, there's no way. But I've done it over the years. I've honed it, I've crafted it, and I've worked on it. And it when I first did it, it was very difficult to do this material because it was very close to me, and it was something that actually hurt at the time. Now I'm okay with it. I've been to therapy, and I've dealt with all of the things I talk about. But I believe that I come from the Richard Pryor school of comedy, so I believe that you should make anything and everything in your life funny. And I had a friend of mine who happens to be a great writer and happens to have his own show on Fox coming out very soon. But anyway, we came up together in comedy, and he told me that it's better to be interesting because anyone can learn how to be funny, but it's better to be interesting and memorable than do jokes that everyone else is doing, because who cares? I mean, it's like you're like fast food at that point. Yeah, technically it's food, but who cares? So last night I went up on stage and talked about some things that were, I guess, a little more raw than I expected. Even though I've dealt with these things, it's just the first time you say something, it can be a little emotional. And so I went up and talked about an experience that I don't know how to. I'm even having trouble saying it. But okay, so when I was young, I went through some very difficult times. Being poor. My mother was a drug user. Almost the whole time she was alive, because she's no longer with me. But the whole time she was alive, she was a heroin user, except for the last year where she cleaned up, and I'm forever grateful for her for that. She kept her promise. But so we had many difficult moments, and I draw from that for material because I feel that it's better to take what is true and say it on stage, because if you're not telling truth, what are you doing? So last night I talked about the time that my stepdad, who also lived with me the whole time, he was the reason why my mom became a prostitute. He pimped her out basically so they could get drug money. And I remember this one time we were staying at his mother's place, and I don't know what happened. He had prescription drugs, and something happened. They got misplaced, and he ended up beating my mom so bad that she had to go to the hospital in an ambulance, and I was with her the whole time. And to talk about that material, to try to make that even remotely funny, is a challenge. It is something that I look at it and I think it's weird to say that you're not. I'm not glad that it happened, but it made me a better person because it made me realize what I never want to be in life. I never want to be like my stepdad, who luckily is in prison. Yay! So the story has a happy ending. But I never want to be like him. I never want to hurt somebody. And it's funny because many years later, he apologized eventually to me, and now that I've dealt with these issues, I have forgiven him. I don't love him. You don't have to love somebody that's terrible, but I did forgive him at least. I gave him that. But I remember many years later, he goes to prison and he calls me, collect, of course, and he asked for money. And I went, no. And it felt really good to be able to, I mean, it wasn't as, I don't know. It just felt really good to be able to deny him that. So, anyway, but I say all that to say that, my goal with comedy, what I've always tried to do, is talk about things that are difficult, and I'm hoping that people can look at what I've been through and understand that, hey, you're not alone. There's many people that have been through very bad things, and you can get through it. You can come out the other side. You can come out a better person. You can come out stronger and healthier and happier. Because I think that what people don't understand about humans is that we are the most resilient creature on this planet. We have survived plagues. We have survived wars. We have survived mass genocides. We are the most resilient thing that there is, and we keep going because that's what we're meant to do. And so I think the whole point of everything, my art, is that I want people to be able to realize that no matter what you go through, no matter how difficult it seems, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day. And I know this wasn't as funny as some of my other ones, but it is what it is. And have a good day. Thank you all for watching. Bye.